Good day everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today, as usual, every Saturday we do a trade recap on trades we took the last previous week. And starting from the number one trade I took last previous week. I think I think the trade I took on GJ wasn't last week. I took a loss on GJ. Let me get into my history and figure it out. Okay. The trades I took last week. This was good. I didn't personally give out this trade to my community. I made one of my friends an admin and he saw this trade and gave it out. I probably wouldn't have seen the trade myself, but the thing is that I'm trying to avoid other block entry. If it before, I think I would have entered from the body close of this. I'd have entered this trade from here, but break cap blocks I'm mostly failing this time. I'm avoiding any entry that involves break cap blocks. So this other block was very ideal for this setup. This other block was very ideal for this. Yeah, I've said that before. Sorry for repeating. So we took this trade and we were stopped out of a loss. Originally, he wanted the setup to trigger from here, and I think if I actually took it from that entry, I'd have gotten enough profit to leave the market at 1 to 4. Gotten enough profit to leave the market at 1 to 4. But I didn't take the trade from there. I took the trade from the body close and was expecting to at least take out this high at 1 to 4. But price didn't stop me out at stop loss. That was the first stop loss I hit for the week. And the next setup we had was GBP GBP was a very clean setup. I love the setup so much. So, all the idea behind the setup, this stuff is that price has created, will I say, a temporary strong high, and price needed to do a little retracement. Price have been moving. Price price have given. Okay, let me say this. Price gave a swing structure and price needed to create a substructure. That way I can say, or price needed to do a little retracement. And taking out my Fibonacci, I measured from here to here, and I was like, yes, since the price has started turning at this point, turning at this point, we're expecting a retracement to this level. Now, I originally had buy setups here in about 4 hours time frame and all the rest. You can see the sweep and all this. This mine, this sweep is not valid, even if it was valid. So the idea was that the setup was above, the buy setup was in the premium zone, and we don't buy at premium, we sell at premium. So what do I have to do? I saw a very clean setup, few amount still. That was a sweep right here. Oh, sorry, where is this thing? That was a sweep right here. That was a sweep right there, a break of structure. And if you watch my previous video, I'll always draw out the pattern for you. This pattern is basically this: a sweep, break of structure, inducement of structural liquidity, then come back to tap. I always tell you that this first break here is not important. As you can see, price didn't actually break any structure here. It's not important. The important structure is after price sweeps out liquidity, did it break structure? That break of structure after sweep is actually the important break of structure. That's actually the first break of structure. So this was immediately after the sweep, the break of structure. We have an inducement. In this scenario, the structural liquidity didn't break structure, but it was still valid because we had this setup in the right zone. So I took this say a 1 to 4, a 1 to 4 I would have taken it down. I immediately told my community that nobody should look for buys the whole of here. Like, I told my community, anybody who wanted to listen, that the whole of here the buys won't hold because all those was in a premium zone. Let me check if I can mark it out so you know what we're doing. So let me mark it out. What can you see right here? This is a swing structure. This is a swing structure. Look at what I mark here. This this is a swing structure. Now, from the bottom of the swing structure to the top of the swing structure, you can see that everything here was in the premium zone. If you notice, after price tapped into the equilibrium between the premium and discount zone, you can see that price did a small retracement to the upside. I'm still expecting that. Okay, I'm still it's every possibility that price will create a QMR right there after this sweep, structural liquidity, then comes back and tap it. That would be a good thing. Or price can simply sweep this low again and soak inside the discount zone very well before the buy. But we know that price in GPS is bullish. It just needs to come to the right zone before start pushing up again. So this was our first TP last week. For our second TP last week we have Euro CHF. Let me get. Mhm. Well, let me talk about USDCAD first. USDCAD, USDCAD. We had a sell setup. I think the sell setup was right here. If you go down to the 1 hour time frame, you can see. You go back to 1 hour time frame, you can see the thing is right here. You can see the sweep, structural liquidity, and the rest. But the thing is that price did not immediately tap into the zone. What price did was before tapping into the zone, what price did was price went down and tapped into the discount zone and started pushing up, so making the setup invalid. Price first tapped into the premium zone before pushing up, discount zone before pushing up, making the setup invalid. So I immediately knew that I was going to get stopped out for a loss. I deleted my order. I was waiting for a setup and I saw a setup right here. This setup I saw right here, I was very pissed when I missed this trade because I called this out to the community. We had a setup right here, this right here. So what we did, we were waiting for after we were waiting for we were waiting for price to into this come back here, and at that time this had not formed. So this had not formed. It was just this as our inducement. And I'm trying to avoid breaker entries. If it before, I would have taken a setup on right here and probably hit a good RR before leaving the market. But then I'm avoiding breaker entries. I won't take breaker entries anymore for now until maybe start proving otherwise or something. So this price came tap into the breaker and started pushing up again. So it's a bit to think that it's creating more inducements for our order block entry. I was like, maybe price will just start buying from there, and that's all. I didn't pay any much attention to price after that. And next morning I just saw price here. I was very doubtful, like, should I enter this trade again or not. I said, then since I didn't take it, let me just leave the trade, and it smashed TP. This happened on Friday. I was very pissed. Like, it's so annoying. But this was a clear 1 to 4 trade that would have me and the team would have eaten, but we didn't. Then for the trade we ate, I actually had a buy, yes, on Euro CHF. What was the thing? Euro CHF, we had a buy earlier this month. We had a buy on Euro CHF stemming from right here. And after this buy pushed up, I actually missed this trade because I was trying to let it trigger during London and or New York session, and it made me miss the trade because, as you can see, it triggered around 1 a.m. the night. So I made the setup. Then I noticed that there was also a setup right here. Also a setup right here, an other block setup, and an order block entry, and we have an inducement right here. The thing is that price is still in the right zone for buys. Price is still in the discount zone. That what registered in my mind. Price is still in the discount zone, and there's still this whole high needs to be cleared. The whole high here needs to be cleared before price can leave this discount zone and maybe go into the premium zone and finding a little retracement. So the tipping at a 1 to 4 or not tipping at the highs to just leave the market in case a possibility of anything going wrong. We are not in the market where price is reversing on us. That is why we just want to tip at a particular high or something like that. But yeah, there was more opportunity for more buyers. So what did I see? I saw a in this instant, this was now my sweep. This was my sweep. This was my sweep to my protected low, and I use this as my structural liquidity price. This is, let me show you the type of setup this is. What makes this stuff valid? Directional bias. It was in the value zone. The setup might not look like an A plus, might not be an A plus setup or whatever, was in a value zone. So my intention was to take this trade from right here. My intention was to take this trade from right here and hit TP, but something came up on my Meta 5. I don't know if I can show you this on Meta 5. You can see that price around that zone was very, very bad. Price around that zone, if you see CHF, look at this. So the entry was, yes, where was that entry? Now it's even really confusing. The entry, this is supposed to be the entry right here. This around this place is supposed to be the entry. The entry is supposed to be around here. But can you see the misrepresentation of the chart? This misrepresentation of the chart almost made me leave this trade. In fact, I left the trade. I won't even lie, I left this trade. Then I saw a very good confirmation. I waited for a 1 hour closing candle bullish. After this closing candle bullish, I told me and my team to enter this trade, and we held the trade to 1 to 2.5, but we roughly said it was a 1 to 2 trades. So sorry about that. Okay. Okay, this is a group that we and some people we created. They use it to make money, but my setups are free, and I post all my setups in this group. So okay, this is the GBP USD before it hit TP, and always touching things here. No, that's not on the setup. It's been long. So this is the USD card that we missed, and look at the setup. Okay, this one is GB USD JPY. USD JPY didn't trigger. I had few setups that didn't trigger. USD JPY, I still have a buy right here in this QMR, but there was a temporary trend line forming here. I was expecting this trend line to respect this POI and probably buy before like this is dead bounce. If it is dead bounce, probably should still hold in this dead bounce before breaking the trend line and coming down for a little short so that we can buy. So this is USD card, AUD card. Sorry, I'll be taking this setup next week, and that's almost triggered, almost triggered. That's a little peak. This was just a buy set up on trading view. I didn't really take it while I'm waiting for if I'll see a value structure to join the buys, or if the buys will fail and soak more into the discount zone for more buys. So that we are facing, and this is AUDCAD before the miss. This is what happened. Then I deleted my limit, and now this is Euro CHF. This is exactly what happened after this confirmation, this bullish confirmation. I think it's a 30-minute view. After the bullish confirmation, these two candles made 1 hour. After this confirmation, I took a long, and I closed it before I closed it be 7 o'clock, so that I won't hold a position that's about to hit TP till next week. So this was the switch trades we and the team took. And if you want to join, the link is in the chat presentation that was making me really, really angry and every other thing. So if you want to join, the link is in my bio and everything. So that's about it. Actually, I'm inside a USD buy, and I'm holding this buy since the beginning of the week. Still in profit though, but it's still in profit. USD buy. I'm in this buy, I'm still holding. I'm waiting for confirmation. So USDC, if you go on a higher time, you can see that this thing is on a bearish trend. Like, it's bearish. It's so bearish. That what made me scared about this trade. But there is still possibility of this setup holding, and I'm holding this setup. You can already see what I saw. I saw a sweep, I saw a break of structure, I saw a structural liquidity. This type of structural liquidity are not always valid. Like there is please I will see this. This is just like a QM trade. Not even really like the reclaim block to the QMR have not even been tapped. So it makes it a fresh zone while the structural liquidity is kind of high and every other thing. But I'm holding this setup. I've held this setup for a very long time. I will be holding it. I started this week and I hope to hold it in this month, and this is just like a bonus setup I'll be holding and every other thing. Very valid. I'm trying to refine myself every day to be better. I know I had a very bad month on me. I hope this month gets better. See you on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and please subscribe. You can share if you want, but you that have seen it, I want you to do something for me. Like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. See you on the next video. Maybe on Sunday I will drop something, some educational content. I don't even know what I'll drop. I'll just think about it. See you on the next video.